The big room fell quiet as Admiral Taeho Kim walked to the front. He moved with sure steps across the shiny floor. The space was huge, with tall walls that curved up to a clear dome roof. Through it, you could see 3 moons hanging in the purple sky. This was the Grand Hall of the Unified Space Nations, where leaders from all known smart alien races met. 200 pairs of eyes watched him. Some had 1 eye. Some had 8. Some eyes glowed. Some blinked sideways. All looked at the human, with doubt. Admiral Kim wore the blue and silver uniform of Earth's space fleet. His gray hair was cut short and his face showed no feeling. He had fought in 3 space wars, he had seen worlds burn, he had helped make peace, yet today his heart beat fast. What he would show them might change everything. "Leaders of the stars," he said, his voice strong and clear. "Thank you for coming. Earth has found something that you all need to see." He pressed a small button on his wrist. In the middle of the room, a big round platform lit up. From it, a picture made of light grew in the air. It showed a ship. But it was not like the smooth, shiny ships that moved between the stars now. This ship was old. It was long and rough, with parts sticking out at odd angles. Its hull was dark and full of marks and dents. It looked like it had been through a war, or many wars. The alien leaders looked at each other. Some made sounds of surprise, others laughed. "This is the ship we found near the empty zone," Admiral Kim said. "It was floating there, all alone. No one was flying it. No one has touched it for a very long time." An alien with blue skin and a head like a tall egg stood up. This was High Lord Varix of the Trell Empire, one of the oldest space nations. "Human," Varix said, his voice like stones grinding. "Why do you waste our time with trash? Old ships are found all the time, they mean nothing." Admiral Kim nodded. "Yes, Lord Varix, but our tests show this ship is over 300 Earth years old." Now more aliens stood up. They shouted and clicked and whistled in their many languages. The room filled with noise. "Impossible," called out a thin alien with skin like gold metal. "No ship lasts so long in deep space. The cold and radiation destroy all things." "All things you have made, perhaps," Admiral Kim said quietly. "But this ship still works. Its lights are on. Its computers run. And it was made by humans." The room got even louder. Some aliens laughed so hard they fell from their seats. Humans were new to space travel. Everyone knew that. Humans had only built ships that could go faster than light for 60 years. Before that, they had stayed in their own small star system. The idea that humans had built a ship that was 300 years old seemed like a joke. "Admiral," said a fat green alien with 3 trunks where a nose should be. "Your own records say your people only left Earth's orbit 200 years ago, and you only reached your own moon 50 years before that. Are you saying your history books are wrong?" "I am saying," Admiral Kim replied, "that there is much about humans you do not know." Commander Jiwoo Park moved to stand next to Admiral Kim. She was tall and strong, with short black hair and eyes that missed nothing. The aliens knew her as a tough fighter and a fair leader. "The ship has marks on it," she said. "Words in the human Earth language of English. It is called ESS, Pioneer. ESS means Earth Science Ship, and we found records inside. This ship left Earth in the year 2097. The room got very quiet. "That is not possible," said a small alien with purple fur. "You are the youngest space nation. Your ships are simple. Your weapons are weak. We let you join us because you are cute." Many aliens laughed again. Admiral Kim touched his wrist again. The picture changed. Now they saw inside the ship. There were rooms and halls, machines, sleeping places, food growing in special boxes, and something else. A round room with a strange, glowing ball of light floating in it. "This," he said, pointing to the ball of light, "is still running after 300 years. We don't know yet what it is, but it puts out more power than the largest power plant on the Trell home world." Lord Varix jumped to his feet. "That cannot be true." "I invite you to see for yourself," Admiral Kim said. "The ship is being brought to the station right now. It will arrive in 6 hours. You can all come and look at it. Bring your best scientists. Bring your scanning tools. See the truth with your own eyes." The alien leaders whispered to each other. Commander Park stepped forward again. "There is one more thing you should know. We found a message. It plays over and over, sent out to the stars. It is in many languages, some we don't even know. But in the human language it says, 'This is just the beginning. We are coming.'" The room was so quiet now that Admiral Kim could hear the soft hum of the air systems. "The strange thing," he said slowly, looking around at all the alien faces, "is that the message is not meant for humans. It's meant for you. All of you. From 300 years ago when you thought we were still crawling on our homeworld, not looking at the stars." Lord Varrix's blue face had turned pale. "You are playing games, human. Trying to scare us. Trying to seem stronger than you are." Admiral Kim shook his head. "No games, Lord Varrix. Only facts. And the biggest fact is this. If humans could build a ship that crossed the stars 300 years ago, what else might we have done that you don't know about?" He bowed low, then turned and walked out. Commander Park followed him. Behind them, the grand hall erupted in scared and angry shouts. In the quiet hallway outside, Park looked at her commander. "Do you think they believe us?" Admiral Kim's face was grim. "They will. When they see the ship, when they see what's inside it. And then they will be afraid." "Should they be?" Park asked softly. Admiral Kim looked back at the closed doors of the hall. "That depends on what we find in the heart of that ship and who really sent it." The observation deck of the USN flagship Stellar Horizon offered a panoramic view of the ancient human vessel suspended in the docking bay below. Designated the ESS Pioneer, the ship resembled nothing like modern spacecraft, an ungainly cylinder, with massive radiator fins extending like metal wings. Chief Engineer Minji Kang ran her hand over the holographic display, zooming in on the ship's propulsion system. "It's an actual fusion rocket," she said, wonder evident in her voice. "Not quantum, not dark energy, just hydrogen atoms smashed together to create thrust." Ambassador Zrelith of the Akathari Dominion snorted derisively. His species had mastered fusion 5 millennia ago. "Primitive technology," he said. "My ancestors were exploring distant galaxies when humans were still fighting with metal swords." Dr. Hyunbin Song, the mission's xenoarchaeologist, adjusted his glasses. "With respect, Ambassador, that's what makes this discovery so remarkable. By your standards, this ship shouldn't have made it past their solar system, let alone traveled this far." The delegation moved deeper into the ship. The corridors were narrow, utilitarian, with ancient computer terminals and faded English signs, marking various compartments. The life support systems were designed to last only 50 years, Engineer Kang noted, examining a schematic. Yet somehow they adapted and evolved. The Draxian scientist, Dr. Cathar, made a sound of disbelief. "Evolved? Machines do not evolve without programming." Admiral Kim exchanged a glance with Commander Park. "That's where things get interesting. The ship's AI, while rudimentary by our standards, appears to have developed beyond its initial parameters. They arrived at the bridge, a cramped command center with analog controls and early digital interfaces. At its center sat what appeared to be a cryogenic chamber. Is someone in there?" Ambassador Zrelith asked, mandibles twitching nervously. Dr. Song shook his head. "No, but something was." He activated a nearby console, and a holographic display flickered to life. A message recorded centuries ago. The face of a human woman appeared, her features calm despite the obvious strain in her voice. "This is Captain Jia Han of the Earth Science Ship Pioneer. If you found this vessel, then our mission was a success. We may not have survived to see distant stars, but our ship has. And with it, humanity's legacy continues. The secrets of our adaptation are contained in the ship's database. Use them wisely. We are not as primitive as we appear." The recording ended, leaving the delegation in stunned silence. Red lights flashed. Alarms rang. The old ship hummed and shook. "What's happening?" shouted Lord Varrix again, his blue face now pale with fear. Admiral Kim tried to stay calm. "Everyone stay still. We don't know what the ship is doing." On the screen, Captain Jia Han's face watched them. Her smile never changed. "Scanning life forms," she said, but her lips didn't move. It wasn't a real person talking. It was a computer using her face. 7 different alien species detected. Interesting, very interesting. Thin beams of blue light shot out from the walls. They moved over each person in the room, from head to toe. "Stop this at once," Lord Varix demanded. "This is an attack." "It's not an attack," said Engineer Kang. "It's just scanning us, learning about us." The beams of light vanished. The alarm stopped. The ship became quiet again. "Scan complete," said Captain Han's face. "Thank you for your patience. Protocol 7 has been adjusted for your comfort. The door is now open." There was a click, and the bridge door slid open. "I don't like this," said Dr. Zoll, moving all 4 of his arms nervously. "This ship is too smart." "You mean too smart for something humans built?" asked Commander Park with a small smile. Lord Varix pushed past her and stomped out the door. "I'm leaving the ship now. This whole thing is a trick." The others followed him into the hall, but when they reached the main exit, they found it locked. "Open this door," Lord Varix shouted, hitting it with his fist. A screen on the wall lit up. Captain Han's face appeared again. "I'm sorry, but Protocol 7 is not complete," she said. "Please proceed to the science lab on level 3. "Why should we?" asked Lord Varix. "Because," said Admiral Kim quietly, "I think the ship has something to show us. Something important." For a moment, no one moved. Then Engineer Kang stepped forward. "I'll go," she said. "I want to see." One by one, the others joined her. They walked down the hall, following signs with arrows that pointed to level 3. They climbed more stairs. The ship seemed to be getting warmer. The air smelled different, like fresh earth after rain. They reached a door marked Science Lab. It opened as they approached. Inside was a large room filled with strange machines. In the center was a table with something on it, covered by a white cloth. "Welcome to the heart of the Pioneer," said Captain Han's voice from speakers in the ceiling. "This is why we built this ship. This is what we wanted to share with the stars." The white cloth moved by itself, sliding off the table. Under it was a clear box. Inside the box was a small tree. It had a thin trunk and green leaves and tiny purple flowers. Small lights shone on it from all sides. "A plant?" Lord Varix laughed. "This is your big secret? We have millions of plants on my world. Not like this one," said Dr. Tez, moving closer to the box. His old eyes grew wide. "This plant, it's not normal." Dr. Zoll scanned it with his silver box. "He's right. This plant has metal in its cells, and something else I can't name." "It's a bridge," said Captain Han's voice. "A bridge between living things and machines, between the born and the built." Admiral Kim looked shocked. "You mean, it's part machine?" "And the machines on this ship are part living," said Engineer Kang, suddenly understanding. "That's why the hull can heal itself. That's why the power source has worked for 300 years. That's why the computer can think and learn." She turned to the aliens. "Don't you see? Humans didn't just build a better engine or a stronger hull. They found a way to make technology alive." The screen showed Captain Han again. This time her face looked sad. "We knew others might reach the stars before us," she said. "We knew they might have faster ships, stronger weapons, older knowledge. But we had something different. We saw that life and technology could work together, not just side by side." The small tree in the box seemed to glow slightly. Its leaves moved, though there was no wind. 300 years ago, Captain Han continued, Earth was in trouble. Too many people, not enough food, bad air, dying oceans. We needed to find new homes among the stars. But our rockets were too slow. It would take thousands of years to reach even the closest stars. The screen changed to show pictures of old Earth. Cities covered in smog, dead fish in dirty water, dry, cracked land where nothing grew. "Then we had an idea," said Captain Han. "If we couldn't make ships fast enough to get us to the stars in our lifetime, we would make ships that could live long enough to reach the stars on their own. Ships that could learn and change and grow. Ships that were almost alive." The screen changed back to her face. We built 20 ships like the Pioneer. We sent them in 20 different directions. Each carried our knowledge, our hope, and our secret, the bridge between life and machine. We didn't know if they would find anyone. We didn't know if they would survive, but we had to try. Lord Varix had stopped looking angry. Now he just looked confused. So humans have been watching us for 300 years, learning about us? Not humans, said Commander Park. The ships. They've been learning on their own. But why? Asked Dr. Zoll. What was the point? To prepare the way, said Captain Hahn's voice. To learn if other life existed among the stars, to see if that life was friendly or dangerous, to find new homes for humanity, and to share our discovery with anyone who was willing to listen. Admiral Kim stepped forward. Share? You wanted to give this technology to others? Yes, said Captain Hahn. Because the bridge between life and machine might save other worlds, too. Just as we hoped it would save Earth. The room was quiet. The aliens looked at the small tree in the box. They looked at the walls of the ship around them, walls that could heal themselves. They thought about a ship that had lived for 300 years, traveling alone through the cold dark of space. Did it work? Asked Dr. Tez suddenly. Did your plan save Earth? The screen flickered. Captain Hahn's face looked confused. I don't know, she said. I have not received updates from Earth since launch. I have been alone. Admiral Kim and Commander Park looked at each other. There was pain in their eyes. Earth survived, Admiral Kim said softly. But it was close, very close. We lost much. We forgot much. He walked to the tree in the box and placed his hand on the clear surface, including this. We lost this knowledge. Somewhere in the last 300 years we forgot how to bridge life and machine. Lord Varix made a strange sound, like a laugh that wasn't happy. So the student has become the teacher. Now humans need to learn from their own past? Yes, said Admiral Kim. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson here. Knowledge can be lost. Wisdom can be forgotten. But if you send it out into the universe in many forms, in many directions, some of it might find its way back to you when you need it most. The room was quiet again. The small tree's leaves moved gently. The ship hummed softly around them. Protocol 7 complete, said Captain Hahn's voice. All data shared, all purposes fulfilled. Thank you for finding me. The lights dimmed for a moment, then came back brighter. Would you like to take me home? Asked the voice of the ancient ship. After 300 years, I would very much like to see Earth again. The secure conference room aboard the Stellar Horizon was sealed, with only high-ranking human officials present. The recovered logs from the ESS Pioneer played on the central display, revealing a history unknown to most of humanity. Captain Gia, Han's face appeared again, but this time her expression was grim. This is the true record of our mission. Earth year 2097. Our deep space telescopes detected unusual energy signatures suggesting advanced civilizations throughout our galaxy. Further analysis revealed they were expanding rapidly, consuming resources of entire star systems. The Earth, unified government made the decision. We could not reveal ourselves yet. We needed time to prepare. Admiral Kim paused the playback. Is this authenticated? Dr. Song nodded. Multiple verification protocols confirm this is genuine. There are thousands of hours of logs. The playback continued with a different recording. A.E. man identified as Dr. Donghyun Yoon, the ship's chief scientist. The Pioneer carries humanity's greatest technological achievements, disguised within what appears to be a primitive exploration vessel. Our mission is twofold: to observe these alien civilizations from a safe distance and to ensure that should Earth ever be discovered, we would be underestimated. Commander Park leaned forward. They deliberately created the appearance of being less advanced. A strategic deception, Admiral Kim mused. But why send the ship on a one-way journey? The next recording answered his question. Captain Hahn again. The Pioneer contains prototype technologies too dangerous to test on Earth. Self-evolving AI. matter-energy conversion systems beyond theoretical limits, biological adaptation algorithms. We are the test bed for humanity's future. If successful, these advancements would be gradually discovered over centuries, maintaining the illusion of a natural technological progression. Admiral Kim shut off the playback and turned to his officers. This changes everything we thought we knew about first contact. The alien civilizations didn't find us, Engineer Kang said quietly. We found them, studied them, and only revealed ourselves when we were ready. And the ship? Commander Park asked. What do we tell the assembly? Admiral Kim stared at the frozen image of Captain Han. Nothing. Not yet. First, we need to understand exactly what technologies the Pioneer was carrying, and whether they lived up to their promise. The Grand Assembly reconvened 1 week later. The alien delegates waited impatiently as Admiral Kim approached the central podium. Behind him, a large object covered by a ceremonial cloth stood on the presentation platform. Distinguished representatives, Kim began, I thank you for your patience during our investigation of the human vessel ESS Pioneer. The Draxian ambassador interrupted. We demand to know what you've discovered. Our scientists report unusual energy readings during your examinations. Admiral Kim nodded respectfully. Indeed. What we found was unexpected. He gestured and Commander Park removed the cloth, revealing what appeared to be a simple metal cube about 1 meter in dimension. This, Kim continued, is the heart of the Pioneer's propulsion system. The Varathi counselor's appendages twitched in obvious disappointment. This primitive device powered your ancient vessel? Yes, Admiral Kim confirmed. Though primitive may not be the appropriate term. He nodded to Engineer Kang, who activated the device. The cube hummed softly, then began to glow with a blue-white light. A holographic display appeared above it, showing a three-dimensional map of the galaxy with thousands of points illuminated. The Pioneer was mapping quantum fluctuations across the galaxy, Kim explained. What appears to be a simple fusion drive was actually collecting and utilizing zero-point energy, what some call the energy of empty space itself. Gasps and murmurs spread through the assembly. Impossible, the Akathari ambassador declared. Even our civilization has only theoretical models for zero-point energy extraction. Admiral Kim's expression remained impassive. And yet here it is, functional after 3 centuries. Chief Scientist Lee stepped forward. The technology appears deceptively simple because it was designed that way. Upon closer examination, we've determined this vessel represents a technological approach entirely different from conventional development paths. The Draxian ambassador's crystalline form shimmered with agitation. Are you claiming humans possessed this technology before joining the galactic community? No, Admiral Kim replied carefully. We're saying humans developed along a different technological path, one that emphasized durability and adaptation over raw power. The Pioneer was an experiment, many of its systems seemingly crude by design. He gestured again, and the holographic display shifted to show the ship's journey, a winding path through the galaxy that no one had detected until now. For 300 years, this vessel has been silently traveling, observing, and learning. Its systems were designed to appear primitive while performing functions far beyond their apparent capabilities. Commander Park added, consider what this means. While many civilizations focused on faster ships, more powerful weapons, and rapid expansion, humanity quietly perfected technologies that could endure, perhaps indefinitely. The assembly hall fell silent as the implications sank in. Admiral Kim concluded his presentation. The ESS Pioneer teaches us an important lesson. True advancement isn't always about who builds the biggest or fastest ship. Sometimes it's about who builds one that can still fly centuries after everyone else's have turned to dust. As the delegates departed, stunned and reassessing their understanding of human capabilities, Admiral Kim and Commander Park remained behind. Do you think they understood the real message? Park asked quietly. Kim watched the alien representatives filing out, their postures reflecting various states of concern and contemplation. I believe they did, he replied. Humanity hasn't been hiding its power. We've been demonstrating it all along, not through domination, but through persistence. He looked up at the holographic image of the ancient ship that had carried humanity's silent message across the stars. Captain Han and her crew sacrificed everything to give us this advantage, he said. The question now is, how will we use it? Commander Park smiled slightly. Perhaps exactly as they intended, by continuing to be underestimated until the moment it matters most. Admiral Kim nodded, his gaze fixed on the distant stars visible through the assembly chamber's vast viewport. In a universe obsessed with conquest, he said, sometimes the greatest power is patience.